I feel like a glowing goddess. Oh yeah. Hey y'all, what's up? My name's Kelsey K, otherwise known as KelseyKMUA, and I wanted to thank you so much for being here today. Guys, thank you so much for all of your love. And I know that I look kind of ridiculous right now because the entire face is not done yet because I just got done contouring, bronzing, and bronzing. And if you didn't see that video, I will go ahead and link it up here. Don't know which side it's on. But today we are going to be talking about blushing and highlighting. So I'm gonna go ahead and quit jabbing and we can go ahead and get on into it. Okay guys, so for blush is something that I have definitely very recently had to come to terms with, simply because of the sole fact that my cheeks are naturally so red. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you know that my cheeks are super pink, and for a good portion of my life, I was not very comfortable with my cheeks. I've always really been into full coverage foundations to cover up the redness in my face. But then, before I knew about contouring and all those jazz, I just looked very flat. So now we're gonna go ahead and add some of that color back into the face today. So I'm gonna go ahead and use, this is my favorite blush. This is the all-in-one cheek color from the Body Shop in the shade Amber. And I love this because I feel like it really complements my skin tone. And when you are choosing a blush shade, you want to make sure that you are choosing something that complements your skin tone. So not only are we looking at the color of the blush, but we're also looking at the undertone of the blush as well. If you actually missed my previous video where I talked about different tones and undertones of foundations, I will also link that as well. So, but when we are talking about a blush, we want to make sure that we are choosing a shade that is complementary to not only the look that we're going for, but also just our overall skin tone. So I really like this one because it is more of like a neutral mauvey pink shade, which I feel like is kind of a very universally flattering tone. So you can get a tone like this in deeper shades. Does that make sense? Am I making any sense at all? Well, I hope so. So when I am blushing, proper blush technique, one of the most common blush mistakes is that when we apply blush, and I even do this too, I forget to do this almost every single time I apply blush, is that we smile to get kind of the apples of our cheeks here, but then when we have resting bee face, our blush is no longer where we think that it is. It's actually been dragged down. So when you are applying your blush, making sure that you are looking almost straight into your mirror, and then really making sure that you are applying your blush higher than you normally think you would to really help lift that cheekbone. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my blush, tap off that excess, and just look straight on into the viewfinder and brush upward. You want to make sure that you are brushing upward, and your blush should almost be an extension of your bronzer or your contour. So I really love that because that gives like a nice natural flush of color to the cheeks. It's not too deep, and it still is quite pink for me. This is a little bit more pink than I would normally like to be, but you know what? We're just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna take a wee bit of blush here, just like on the corner edge of my brush. So like I only put the product right over here on this side, and I am going to put that here underneath the lips to kind of give a little bit of extra tone to where I contoured my lips. It kind of gives it a little bit more like that soft gradient. The next thing I want to talk about is having shimmers to your blush, or adding almost like a blush topper. I really like this one here. This one here is the Dirty Little Secrets Baked Highlighter in the shade Bellini. I really love this as a highlight. However, I love it more as a blush topper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently kind of dab that here, tap off a lot of that, and kind of just go over where I placed my blush to give me more along the lines of that really nice, like, youthful, radiant look. Do you see how almost it's like, because it is technically a highlighter, it gives that nice, like, sheen to it, and since I'm not using a whole lot, it's not emphasizing any of the texture. Next, my favorite part of all of my makeup is highlighter. If you watch any of my videos, you know that I just get really highlight happy to a point where I'm literally just like bathing in it. But you know what? Oh well. If you didn't want to see somebody bathing in a highlighter, you came to the wrong channel. So I'm actually going to go ahead and just take the shade right here from the Folklore Sculpt and Glow palette. Actually, I didn't say in my previous video, I had actually used this in the Bronzing video. This here is the shade number 2, which is called Capri Coast and Jasmine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take on a nice like fluffy highlighting brush. I am going to apply that here to the upper portion of my cheekbones. And then kind of swirling that here into the hairline to meet with the bronzing shade that I had placed here previously. That's such a pretty shade. What I really like about this highlighter too is that it does not emphasize a whole lot of texture. Like, I naturally have pretty textured cheeks, but then again, at the same time today, I did apply a pore minimizing primer, so that might be a good reason as to why I feel like it's not emphasizing any of my enlarged pores. But what I also really like to do with this particular highlighter, and especially since I am so fair, is that I will take it ever so gently, and kind of just like go here underneath the eye, just to kind of give more of like that youthful sheen under the eyes. This is not something that you can do with a very glittery or shimmery highlighter, because if you do, all it's going to do is just make any fine lines or wrinkles that you have under the eyes be emphasized. To highlight my lips and brow bone area, I'm going to go ahead and take the Jaclyn Cosmetics. This here is the Flash palette. I believe that this is called the Accent Light highlighter. This packaging is like freaking beautiful. You get like a giant mirror in here. There you are, hi! And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take my finger into the shade right here, Sparks. And I'm going to apply that here, like just at the tip of my nose to give myself like that little beam right there. But then I'm also going to take my finger and really just like melt this here into the skin, up the nose, up the bridge. But I'm going to skip this little piece right here, so then it'll make the rest of the nose look a little bit more lifted. I'm going to take this here along the cuticle with my finger. And then you can also kind of take your brush to kind of soften that a little bit if you want. I feel like that was just a little bit too much. Kelsey, too much highlighter? No. You know what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows, and then we will come back and highlight the brow bone as well as the inner corner. Ooh, but you know what? First, I'm gonna go ahead and, because I'm extra, I'm gonna take this shade right here, Gleam, and I'm gonna put that on top of. Just glowing to the gods, that's all.
Don't mind me, I'm just sitting over here glowing. Don't mind me, I'm just glowing.
While I'm at it, let's just go ahead and highlight the clavicles, if I have any. Why did I have to like pizza? Okay, y'all, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna do my brows, and then we will be right back, okay? Okay guys, so brows are on. Make sure you do stay tuned for this brow tutorial. I am going to be showing you how to use 3 different brow products to do your brows either more of like a natural or snatchural way. So make sure you stay tuned for that. So let's go ahead and continue on with highlighting. Again, I'm going to be taking the Jaclyn Cosmetics highlighting palette and taking a small dome-shaped brush. You could almost call this a concealer brush as well. I really like these for highlighting the brow bone and the inner corner, just because it really gets in there. So going into the Jaclyn Cosmetics palette, I'm gonna go ahead and take the shade Iced. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that up here, just underneath the arch of the brow. It gives like that, ooh. This is probably my favorite shade out of the whole palette. And then I'm just gonna also pop a little bit right in here into the inner corner. Okay, and I would like to say that we are done with this. Okay, perfect. So guys, this here is the finished highlighting look. I feel like a glowing goddess. Oh yeah. Well guys, thank you so much for watching today. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a big ol' thumbs up. It helps other people find the video. And if you want to help other people find this video even faster, you can share this video. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to this channel and hit the little notification bell so you can see more videos of me doing stuff like this. Thank you guys, I love you so much, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye y'all.
I'm just gonna go ahead and highlight everywhere.
I seriously think there's something wrong with me.